Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM22 Journeyman. This is episode 39. We are on the road at PSM. It is the semi-final, first leg of the Indonesian Cup. So it is two legs. We will be at home in 1 week's time. But we also have an international break coming up here really soon. I think maybe this weekend. It's going to be really tight on when and where this one fits in. We are in yellow today, not in our traditional reds, as both teams are in red. So, yes, that was Jack Brown taking that one. We have a wide number of changes. They got a pretty good chance on that one. Accumulating a good amount of XG, getting the shot off from that position, but we get the block in. So here's our laundry list of changes. Some out of necessity, some out of rest, some out of just trying to make things happen with what our options are under the circumstances. Let's start with the midfield. Two key changes to the midfield, with Zulfiandi picking up an injury that has prevented him from international call-up and from being available today, though he might maybe available for the second leg. Also, our key backup, our fourth man on the list of center mids, so our first bench player, Saputra, is also out with an injury. Nothing long-term in either case, but keeping them out right now when we need them. But the wonderful thing for us is we are overloaded at center mid. We have 5 very strong center mids, and so we were still able to put together 3 on the pitch with Jack Brown, who obviously I've been starting at forward, but the AI, the assistant manager, has not been selecting him because, well, he's 4th, 5th on that depth chart. So we're giving him the start in the midfield today. Oh, terrible play from Setho. Instead of falling on the ball, he twists his body. He had the ball. It was his ball. And instead of being aggressive, he avoids the, oh gosh, he might kick me moment. Yeah, that was totally his ball. And he just kind of falls to his knees and arches his back. And I don't know how that's supposed to keep the ball away or how that's supposed to give him any chance. That was fear. That was fear. 100% fear. Really bad giveaway there in... Well, they had one chance right there early on, and that had been it. That was it. And now we trail 1-0. Not that we were dominant in any way, shape, or form, but that was ugly. Okay, no changes just yet, but I definitely need to think about it. Now, let's continue on with the changes that already existed that put us in the position we're in. Okay, defense, Waladain, still not available. He should be available soon. Should be soon. But that means we are still in with Irawan, who is struggling mightily. He's on a 6.2 rating. And this just goes to show how much we are missing key players through injury here as what it's costing us. But Wallian was in no way, shape, or form offside there. Gets called offside anyway. Luckily, it wasn't a goal that was discounted. It was a miss. It was an easy save. Akono gets the start, and with Akono getting the start, that means we have that limitation on foreign players. Again, Akono, who's not available for the league because we cannot register him, is available here, but we still can't play too many foreign players. And therefore, the others all being available, I had to make a choice if I was going to play Akono. And the choice that I ended up making is Kabula was tired. So Kabula is being rested. He is not on the bench because that would have exceeded our selections. And in his place is Cristanto. Okay, we are at the 70-minute mark. Let's go ahead and make a substitution or two. Cristanto on a yellow. Let's go ahead and bring on the young player, Ursayad Surianto, We are growing and developing. I would love to sub you out, but Guino is the only choice I have in your place. Brown is struggling and on a yellow. Let's go ahead and bring on Segang. Looks happier than Agung, so we'll go with that one. And that's 2 changes. That corner kick easily grabbed by the keeper, and even though we've had more shots, we've had more on target, our XG is pretty dang close to what theirs is. We still trail in this one. We're going to have a lot of work to do in the second leg. I would like to get 1 goal here so we can go level into the home match, where we should have a better squad available for us and the advantage of playing at home. There's that ball I've been looking through. Ursan Lestalahu takes a bad choice, though, on the pass, and Walian has a point-blank perfect opportunity. That should have been the equalizer right there. That's a big miss. He is wide open. I know he's taken the one touch. Quinonez, I have no idea why he passed that one backwards without pressure, but there you go. Walian again. Oh, Akono, that was a huge tackle to stop Akono from having a perfect opportunity there, but we got a chance anyway, and Dimas is looking about dead, so let's go ahead and bring on Agung. And let's go attacking. We don't want to give up an extra goal, so we can't over-push, over-commit, but we can certainly, for these last 4 minutes, put a little more pressure on, maybe put them on their back heels. But there is another leg. It's okay if we're trailing by 1 here. It's definitely not the end of the world. By the way, the opposition, PSM, they are 9th in the league. That one's blocked. That cross is blocked, but we're going to recover the ball here. Agug finds Akono. Passes it out instead of passing it in. That late, you've got to take your chances. Equal on XG. Unlucky not to have anything, but one of our chances actually looked like it should have been a goal. Oh yeah, there was a couple. There was definitely a couple. So yes, very disappointing not to have something out of this one, to technically lose this, but we have plenty still on offer. Well, anyway, PSM is 9th, but the 3 teams that are left besides ourselves here in the semifinals are all mid-table, between 5th and 11th. So 5, 9, 11 are the 3 opposing squads. I really like our chances of getting something here, but we've got our work cut out for us in the second leg as we trail 1-0. This is just painful to see, painful to understand the reality of the situation that Man City just tries to buy championships as much as they actually have, the best manager in the world and tactically are quite gifted. They buy the best players, period. And looking at the game here, they have 4 of the 7 best players in the world on their roster. They have 3 of the 4 best players in the world on their roster right now in game. And other than De Bruyne and Lewandowski, which obviously are getting up there in age here in the game, Mbappe's 26, Chiesa is 28. I mean, we're not looking at old guard, but it's also interesting to see how the top 9 is 8 out of 9 are in the Premier League. I would venture to say, I would argue, I know it's not a popular opinion, but I would argue that the most overrated goalkeeper in the world is Ederson. I watch him make far too many mistakes. I watch him miss far too many shots that aren't the hardest saves, and yet he's still seen as world class. I absolutely think he's elite. I just don't think he's world class as a goalkeeper. I think he benefits from having one of the best, if not the best defense, and certainly the best midfield in front of him. And a really good manager who makes very sound tactical decisions that his players are very attuned to. I think Ederson benefits from either poor shots coming at him or from the lack of shots, period. He just doesn't face much. I don't think he necessarily plays the ball. I don't even think he's in the top half of the goalkeepers in the Premier League. He's about half, but I would pick quite a few, personally. I would pick quite a few goalkeepers and rank them above him. But I also strongly despise Man City, and while I respect a number of their players like Kevin De Bruyne, who is fantastic, Raheem Sterling has really come into his own since coming over from Liverpool, where he was very much hit and miss. There's quality there, and I have respect for quite a few players, but there's a few that I look at and go, oh no. And part of that's bias, absolutely, because I really despise Man City. Gabriel Jesus is the other one that I look at and just like, F that guy, seriously. And I am so excited for this match. This is literally my favorite match that I have ever played, even though it is totally meaningless in all these years of FM. I created my own database years ago for the very league that this nation represents. This is the Northern Mariana Islands. They invited us to this friendly. This is a national team friendly, and we are at Oleai Sports Park, a place that I have played so many times. I was in the A-League for this men's league here in Saipan many years ago. As we go close on that one, we are bringing the much larger crowd here and very much in control of this thing early on, and as we should be. They've done a good job with the jerseys matching the authentic Mariana's jerseys, so happy about that one. As Fernando's close again. 18 minutes played and still no goals. But actually not even really dominating. I'm getting a number of players into the side, though. I've had some pretty wholesale changes, getting a lot of the fringe players a start today, and see what they can do with it. Give them some minutes. So there's only a handful of regular starters playing. Downside for me, though, is Molana gets his first start and his first goal for us. He has made some appearances off the bench. He is a regular, but he's a poacher. And that was definitely a poacher's goal on that one, as he just lingered in the box and waited for the cross to come in. Didn't have to do much else, just get his head on it. I actually had one of those goals by myself just the other day. Very much a poacher's goal, as I just got up there and lingered, and teammate gave me a perfect cross. I barely even moved. A simple header for the finish. Well, anyway, we do control as we approach halftime. Amir started tired. This is the 16-year-old. I think he just played a couple days ago for like the U19s or something before coming and joining us, and that is why he is a bit fatigued. But a lot of the guys are fatigued, as we just had a game about 3 days ago, and we had a game 2 days before that, and then we have another, and one that counts, against Saudi Arabia coming up here in just a couple more days. So very, very busy week for the team, and it's going to lead to some complications. Wow, right out of the box, and they have equalized here. This is not a good showing for us in any way, shape, or form. That was pretty poor. Time to increase the pressure a bit. From Saya, free kick, goal. Answer right back within a couple minutes. That was big. Especially as we're kind of playing the B squad today. B squad needs to assert themselves and really hadn't been, but they're beginning to now. Jack Brown gets his first call up of his career, and we've been the ones to give that to him. Astusen given a yellow on that one. Not sure that was worthy of a yellow. That was an authentic attempt at a tackle where he got the ball but got the man as well. I think that's a pretty common foul on that one, but maybe they're looking at the scenario of if he misses entirely and the man gets past him, he's off to the races towards the goal. So maybe the position had something to do with that one. As Ferdinand, another miss for him. He's having a pretty rough go of things here today. Deep throw. Brown crossing in. And the first appearance for Setangang, who just came on off the bench about 12 minutes ago, give or take, for his first ever national call-up. At least for me, anyway. I don't know if he had played previously. I know for Jack Brown that it is his first. Oh, Setangang with the goal. Jack Brown with the assist on that one, and now it is 3-1. It took us a while, and I think it took us going attacking as Domingo. There's like 3 Domingos on the national team for the Northern Mariana Islands. These aren't the actual players. They are generated names, but they're generated names based off of some actual players there. Gershwin, was the captain of the team that I played on, actually. Maulana. Yeah, Josh and I actually coached a B division, basically the equivalent of a U21 team, development team, with a lot of the guys that are national team players now. He and I coached together. He was the senior squad in the A division. He was captain, and I was just a player on that team. Left mid at that time, and then I took on my permanent role as center back with the team that I played on the next year after we won the title. And I'm so happy I changed. I'm a much better... Jack Brown with the goal, yes! This is so exciting for me, folks. I'm loving who the opposition is, because there's the personal impact. I know for so many of you, you get into FM and you play as your local club. And it's some instances, right? You have actual amateur, semi-pro, even professional players that play Football Manager. And there's always that extra element when it means something to you personally as you play a team. Northern Mariana Islands weren't even in the game a few years ago. I had to create a database completely from scratch. There was listed. It was totally unplayable. You could never play them. And you still can't select Northern Mariana Islands as a team, and you definitely can't play the men's league, the M League. But the fact that I could actually play against them, and that, well, it's not the actual players, it's the name, the database that they pull the names from resemble the actual names of the players. And I think that's really cool, because it definitely didn't a handful of years ago. Okay, so with that friendly out of the way, I have to go and fly back home real quick and manage another game at home at the same time. I don't know how I would be doing that, but hey, the game, you can work your magic apparently. Anyway, but we are 5 days away, so I do have a little bit of time before the Saudi Arabia match. Now, of course, they are the favorite in the group. They beat us 1-0 when we were at home, but that was when we didn't have much tactical familiarity. That has improved, but only marginally. You don't spend much time with the national team. And in all honesty, I think we should have made more progress with the players in the time that we've had together over the course of this season. In 5 international breaks now approaching, 5 breaks should have been enough to start to see some gains, right? Not everybody would be there in 5 breaks, but you should see a decent amount of progress over the course of 5 breaks. And we haven't. I think just about everybody is right where they were when we, the first time we gathered and had to play Saudi Arabia in that first break. Well, now I would think we would have been better off, but we're not. And we are going to be on the road at Saudi Arabia. So getting a result is going to be difficult. But of course, what we are ultimately looking for anyway is hanging on and getting out of the group. Brunei and India, we've got a 5-point advantage over Brunei with 2 matches to play. But losing this one, if we do, and we are likely to, if we lose this one and Brunei beats India again, well, they'll be on 7 and we'll be on 9 with 1 match left to play. And who do we play? Brunei. So there's every chance that we still have some work to do. Ultimately, just not losing to Brunei. That being the key to everything. But we are 2 matches away from the end of the group phase, from the end of what we set out to do, which is qualify from the qualifiers. Even if it's a second, it's qualification. And that could be good for our reputation. Meanwhile, Persipura with the upset over Persebaya. So if there's a good chance that it's the 11th place team that we would be playing in the final, I would love that. But we have work to do. We have a lot of work to do against PSM. The main reason is the second leg. It's 11-12. I just finished the game. I have to manage 2 games on the same day. That Northern Mariana Islands one. And oh, right, I have 7 players called up for national team duty. Now, for that Northern Mariana Islands game, I didn't need all of those guys. But I need them for the Saudi Arabia match. To have them all on break and not have the game postponed, them forcing us to still play the game, sucks. Really sucks that we can't delay that. And I'm going to be really shorthanded because, oh, right, by the way, we had, 3-4 injuries as well, plus 7 guys called up. So first teamers and players around the first team, a lot of them are not going to be available for this second leg. Yes, we're at home, but now we're going to be required to come out of the box swinging because we trail 1-0 in the aggregate. A lot of work to do to get to that final. A lot of work. We're going to be opening next episode with that. But meanwhile, in the league, things are looking pretty good. We've had 3 wins and a draw in our last 4. The draw coming against, I think it was Persida or Persebaya? Persella? It was one of those 3 teams just outside of the promotion playoff spots. That was the one draw. Otherwise, we've won all of our matches here recently. The goal differential is now a plus 30. We sit on 55 points with 9 matches left to play in the league. Far from done, but a nice healthy gap to outside of those top 3 spots. We have a good chance of getting a Champions League spot from winning the cup. We have a good chance of getting it from the league, and we definitely look assured at this point to be getting into the cup at the very least, the Asian Cup for next season. Plenty of work still to do, though. Far from done in either case, and we will face our challenges yet. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.